crappy video games.
Yeah, crappy video game, and we are on like
Well, I
the
guess I can't
Donkey
say
Kong.
that. Like Donkey Kong.
Oh, it's
Wrong
on. We are
movie.
on. Because
I
we
know
always
we're on, but I like
pre-talk.
to say wrong movie.
So,
And it's because that for the audience people out there, it's because we talk crap right before we start to
oh,
each
we do.
other.
We're
Then,
trying to
then we're
get the
happy and nice to each other. Then we're
conversation
nice to
going
each other.
first. Like talk about
Yeah,
like what we
because
done this
anybody
week.
doesn't know it in the real life, and yeah, in the real world, me and Lamb don't like each other. We never even met each other.
Yeah, huh? I like that.
I'm a
Unless it's the
liar.
first time you listen to this.
Yeah.
So, what
Unless you
did you
know
think of
us.
Spider Man? Did you see this when this first came out? Back in
Yeah, not at
2002?
the theater. I didn't see it at the theater.
Oh,
No,
okay,
I
but
didn't
like
go to the
on
theater and see it.
when DVD
I'm pretty
came out.
sure I didn't come. When did it come out?
May 3rd, 2002.
Oh, you didn't have to get too exact with it, but yeah.
Oh, because I trying to look at these notes on Wikipedia.
2002. 2002.
2002. So this movie at
I
this time
I
is
don't think I
11
went.
years.
I don't think I went and saw it. I don't think I saw it at the theater.
21 years ago. Wow.
Wow, we didn't have to do that.
21 years ago. That's crazy.
Okay, we can start with that. Wow, that's crazy.
Well, I'm just saying it's
It's
21
older
years
than
ago.
lots of people. I know that's older than a lot of people I know.
But like, I guess at this time the first X-Men has already come out, right? The first X-Men and
Yes.
what
Yeah,
was
so
it?
the first X-Men's already come out. When this came out, this was great, man. This is awesome. To me, this is the way my Marvel universe should have been.
Should have been, yes.
Well, I'm saying that then, when we saw it then. Now I see it, I'm like, thank God that's not the way the Marvel universe was.
So your opinion changed
No, I
because
should I
according
shouldn't
to the
say that.
time.
Because this movie still is one of the best pre MCU movies out there.
Oh, that's good. Okay. Because you're comparing
I
like
say
to
it
what?
is.
Like the movies back at
Yeah,
this time.
I'm comparing to the Punisher we got back then, which wasn't hard to beat.
Which Punisher? Because Thomas Jane was after this, right? Yeah, I think Thomas Jane one was after.
Thomas Jane was after this, but Thomas Jane was still better than Thomas Jane's Punisher.
This is
I
yeah.
mean, this is better than any this is better than any
Marvel
the best.
movie.
Also, this is the best Marvel movie before the MCU was formed, before Iron Man.
Okay.
After Iron Man, yeah, as soon as Iron Man starts, that's MCU all the way.
So this is better than Blade also. Because I think Blade and the first
Oh
X-Men
yes,
was the one
this is
before.
this is way better. This is better than X-Men. Because I saw X-Men, I thought, yeah, the X-Men. I was a huge X-Men fan now. Saw X-Men, I was like,
It could have been better.
Wolverine's cool. Professor Xavier was awesome. I mean, all the characters in X-Men were great. But the movie sucked. The movie it didn't suck, but it wasn't as good as it should have been.
Make up your mind. Which one
I
is it?
should
Does
I,
it
I
suck or not?
Well, I don't know. We need to watch it again. We'll have to watch it again. We'll have to review the X-Men.
Okay.
Let's put it this way. I had high hopes for the X-Men, and X-Men
I think it's
just
your hope that
cut it.
brings you down.
It probably is because see, I didn't have high hopes for this movie. I saw it; it was great
Wait, back then or like this recently?
back then.
Okay.
Back then, and I saw it recently. It was good. I mean, it's always good. I mean, this movie is. I mean, this is one of the better
You know what?
movies. I mean, I got
agree.
problems with it, but
No, I agree with
I
you.
would-
Like the hopes thing. Like
You know,
I
here's
don't
the sad
think I
thing.
have my
To
hopes
me-
this high.
here's something I'm going to go ahead and throw this out. Since this is my first, I think this is the best of all the pre MCU movies.
Yeah,
The second
Marvel at
best
the time.
pre MCU movie is Daredevil.
Oh, I forgot when that came out.
Better than the X-Men.
Was that by Fox too?
And that,
The first Daredevil movie?
yeah, that was. I don't know. I
So
think that
this
was
is
Fox.
this is the time
that was
when
Fox.
Marvel
That
was,
was-
not doing so well, and they were just selling the individual.
Well, yeah, they let
IP
anybody
separately.
made it, and it wasn't a universe yet.
Yeah, like they were just able to obtain
But
the
the
rights
thing
and
is-
made a movie
Well, we're lucky we got some good stuff out of it.
at this time. Yes,
Well, yeah, that was the best of it. And like I said, Daredevil was the second because, like I said,
Daredevil's
X-Men
the second.
really disappointed me.
I think I don't know. I
and
can't remember.
they continued to disappoint me all the way up until they changed the team.
Well, you know what?
Well,
You
they
need to
made the
get
younger
better
team.
taste. Then I thought I thought X-Men 2 was a better movie than the first one. But you know what? This is not about X-Men. We're here to talk about
Okay,
Spider-Man.
well-
Okay?
It almost became about X-Men.
It might. The further we go into this,
We don't know. Let's go ahead. Let's hit the Spider-Man. This was a great Spider-Man. It had a great cast.
it did have a great cast. I mean, Tobey
Oh,
Maguire.
yeah.
I mean, like,
Yeah, well, I think this made more people famous than they were famous. I
I
mean, I guess if you liked particular actors, then that's what you watch. Like Tobey Maguire may have had good movies if you're a Tobey Maguire fan.
you know, I have no
You
idea what
know,
Tobey Maguire
James
has done
Franco. I
before
never
this,
heard.
though. Like,
I don't know. Never. I don't know. I never heard of it.
you
I'm
never
sure
heard
it
of
was a
Tobey
bunch of bit
Maguire?
parts.
Yeah, me
I heard
neither.
of Tobey Maguire, but I didn't up until then. I was like, who?
Well,
The
before
only
Spider
one.
Man.
Yeah, I never even heard of James Franco before Spider
You
Man.
know what? I don't think I heard of James Franco either. But you know, he did Freaks and Geeks before.
The most famous actor in this to me
Was
when I
Willem
went to
Dafoe.
watch it was William
Willem Dafoe
Dafoe and Kristen Dunst. And Kristen Dunst.
and Bruce Campbell.
Well, yeah, but he has a bit part in there.
Oh, I forgot Tobey
But like I
Maguire
said,
was in The Wizard.
yeah,
Yeah, just like he was in Joyride.
that's how well we remember him.
He was in Fear and Loathing
He
in
was
Las
nobody
Vegas.
then.
Pleasantville. You seen that?
He's in a lot of. He's been in a lot of stuff. Oh, we saw Pleasantville.
The Cider House
Was Pleasantville
Rules,
older than?
Wonder Boys. He did a lot of stuff, but
Yeah,
I
but he's
just
always kind
never
of just
seen a
kind
lot
of
of them.
there.
So I guess Spider Man.
I saw Pleasantville. I like Pleasantville.
Yeah, you told me that, so I remember that.
Pleasantville was good. It also had Paul Walker in it.
Oh, it does.
Pleasantville did. Oh yeah.
So you did.
Like, who's this
I
dude?
didn't like
Didn't think
Kristen
of Fast
Dunst as
Furious.
Mary Jane.
I love
Did
Kristen
you?
Dunst, so I didn't care. Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm
I
just-
actually think she did. Oh yeah, I like the whole character. And like I said, James Franco never heard of him.
Mhm.
But you know, I think I like the movie was. I think it was good acting in a way, good storytelling. Because I want to tell you, I hate James Franco.
You hate James Franco, based on what?
I hate James Franco, but I don't really hate James Franco. I'm gonna say I hate James Franco. Like, oh, I don't like this guy. Every time I see this guy, I'm like, I don't like this guy. But I know why I don't like this guy.
Why? Why
Because he's a
don't
good
you like James
actor.
Franco?
Because he's a good actor.
Oh,
Don't like James Franco because because he stole Peter Parker's girlfriend. He stole Peter
He stole
Parker's girlfriend,
Peter
and I
Parker's
think that's
girlfriend.
in my mind. I'm like, this guy's a weasel from then on. From every movie I ever see him in, I'm like, man, this guy's a horrible guy. Well, it's like Robert Downey Jr.
Okay.
Robert Downey Jr. is a great actor. Okay, I didn't like Robert Downey Jr. I never liked Robert Downey Jr. for a long time. You know
Until
why I
he
didn't
played
like Robert
Iron Man?
Downey Jr.?
No.
Because of character he played. No, because he played a character in U.S. Marshals.
Oh, I didn't like that character in U.S. Marshal either.
I mean, he was good in that. I'm
Yeah,
not
he
saying
was
that's the
good
thing.
in
He
it,
was
yes.
so good that he was so good in that you think that's him.
That made you hate him,
I was
right?
like, oh my god, you try to kill Wesley Snipes and kill Tommy Lee Jones. You're a bad guy. So he's a bad guy.
Oh,
up
that's
until Iron Man.
very relatable because a lot of people
So
don't like
that's
Chris Evans before because he was Johnny
Yeah.
Storm until he played a Captain. I kind of like you. You start right liking
Yeah.
RDJ after he played Iron Man, right?
well, yeah, because I realized, well, that's not the character. I mean, that was that was a character you played, and not the person.
Yeah, not the person. That's very true.
You know, but you remember the actor. I remember the character. I always thought you automatically they're not the character. I know they're not the character, but for some reason it gets into your consciousness that's them.
Oh, that's
So
good.
for the longest time,
How-
Robert Downey Jr. was that bad guy, and
How many
James
actors
Franco
are like
has always
that?
been that.
How many
I don't
actors
know,
are
there's
like
probably
that
a
for you?
lot. There's probably a lot
You
of
ain't
actors
mentioned,
that you
like-
think you don't like.
James Franco and Robert Downey Jr. though.
Yeah, there's probably a lot that when you think you see them in the real life and they're doing their thing, you're like, I don't like that guy. But it's probably because of villain that they played so well.
You know what? I do have an actor I didn't like as the character he played in Employee of the Month, Dax Shepard, that actor.
Oh, Dax Shepard?
I don't.
I still don't
him.
like Dax Shepard.
Because the character
I don't
he
like him
played.
either.
But like I seen him in other roles, right? But like people keep not just you and me. People keep forgetting like, hey, sometimes these people are just playing a role. Remember when we did
They are playing a
Talladega
role.
Night? Like Sacha Baron Cohen, because he's very good
Yeah.
at character acting, right? He
Yes,
acts as-
he's very good at being a
and then people
horrible
hate
person.
him because of that. They don't hate him because
Yeah.
the person that he's
Yeah.
actually is. They hate him for the person that you think he is.
well, because they played a good villain.
They play a good villain or they play.
But
a
I'm going to go
character
ahead and
they
tell you why I
like.
don't like that. I'm going to go ahead and tell you why I don't like Dax Shepard.
Okay.
Because he's kind of arrogant in real life. Because he made Chips. That could have been a good movie. They gave
Oh,
him
I
some
never
money. They
seen
said, hey,
Chips.
write this set. Okay, they said it. And here's what he said. because they wouldn't give him enough money to make chips. He decided to make it a bad movie.
I thought that was probably the director.
So he went and
So you think an actor?
he made a crappy movie.
So you think an actor can change the
He was
outcome
an
of the
actor.
movie?
That was him. That was him. That was his movie.
Oh, it was.
Chips was his movie. Yes.
Oh, so you
He
think
was
he's
a
a
producer
producer
on
on it?
it. Yeah,
Oh,
they let him make it, and they said that's why I don't like it. He got arrogant and thought, well, if I can't get what I want, because you always hear stories, can't do what I want, and then I'll just ruin it. And he did it. And I'm like, it's because of that? Because you think you're that big, you could ruin a movie, and you
oh.
did.
So it
So that's
sounds
why I
like
don't like him.
so it sounds
He's a
like Warren
jerk.
Beatty in a way.
He is like Warren Beatty in a way.
Warren Beatty can make another Dick Tracy, so he
Yeah.
just keep buying the
It just
IP and so
yeah,
so
he just
no
keeps
one
being a
can
butt.
do it.
So he just keeps being a butt. Thanks a lot. So I mean,
You
it's
know,
like giving it's like to me, it's like giving all the fans a finger. It's like, I'm too good for you
ooh,
fans.
now we're going to be like Al Pacino and Robert De Niro in Heat, because I don't agree with what you just said. It
Oh, you
feels
don't
like
agree with what
no,
I
no,
just
no,
said?
not agree, right? But in a way, the way that you see it, the way that I see it is like he's standing up to the production company, where like, because I don't
Yeah.
like how the production company think they can control everything, right? So the way that you described it,
Well, let
because
me put this.
wait, before you said it, because you said they
Okay.
wouldn't give him
Okay.
enough money, right? Because I feel like the production doesn't believe in chips, but he does. So what he did is like, I'm fully defending Death Shepherd, by the way. He is like, hey, I'm gonna stand my ground. It's because like, hey, you don't believe in something, right? I believe in this project. I know that the production company and the producers have most of the money that they can control, like everything they say. But it's kind of like
Yeah.
exactly we complain about Warner Brothers.
But here's the problem with this though, and I get you, and you're right, and you're probably right, and that's probably what he felt.
Yeah.
That's what he probably felt. And that's cool. The problem is this movie. I watched the movie. It's halfway good. It had good characters, everything.
Mm-hmm. Louise
He
is
could have
in it.
made chips. He could have made chips for the money he got and made it a great movie and got a sequel and made it even better
Oh,
because
I
they would have
agree
gave
with
him
that.
more
Yeah, I
money.
agree with that because
But instead, we will
uh,
never see another one.
no, I agree with that. Like he could have taken that route because what happens is he's in a position that should understand how production companies works because
Yeah.
he's in
Well,
the
it's also
industry.
what also takes me off. It also takes me off. He could have made a good movie. He's one of those people you might think a lot, but he could have made a good movie. I know he could have made it,
Okay, we got
and
to
he
side
didn't.
table
That's
this because now I want to do a chips review with you so I can see this movie and we can talk about it then.
okay. Watch what we watch it. I like it.
I like this trend that we go to. Like we talk about Spider Man, we talk about actors that we hate the real person, which is pretty messed up, just because of the
Well, I don't
character
really
they
hate
play.
the real person. It's just though when you see it, because like when I see James Franco, I think of him as that character that he was in this movie.
Oh, is there
Yeah, every
another
time I see
James
James
Franco
Franco,
movie that you like?
oh yeah.
Actually, I want to tell you
Man,
something. I feel the same way from James Franco
do you? And the thing though
because
is, if you read the news though,
you know that
he's a
I'm a
jerk.
huge Spider Man fan.
Yeah,
Huge.
yeah, oh yeah. Because I am not. I want to point out, I am not a big Spider-Man fan.
I'm a big Spider Man fan.
I've never been a Spider-Man fan. I like the Avengers. I like Iron Man.
I
I
like
like the
Captain
Wolverine. I
America.
like the X-Men.
See, I'm
Captain
not that
America.
big into Wolverine.
I liked everybody except like to me, Spider-Man was like Quasar because
Like, why you were laughing? Like Quasar? Is that what
well,
you said?
Quasar.
Oh, Quasar, man,
You know who
forget you,
Quasar is?
Quasar. I know who Quasar is. I want to cuss
He's
you.
kind of like
I want to cuss you out right now, but I'm trying to keep
like
this family friendly. You melon farmer.
okay. I wish I was a melon farmer. I'd make a lot of money on that. But anyways, I should say Quasar. But I mean, he was like the new Warriors to me.
Oh, that's
They were
funny.
good.
No, I
They
agree.
were
He's like
good, but I didn't go out to buy the comic book that often. I mean,
he's not like a
eventually I
world.
did get interested.
Yeah, he's not like a
Let's put it this
world
way. I have to
Avenger
say,
thing.
yeah, I mean, he's the most popular Marvel character. I know that.
He's
But
one of the most popular.
the
Yeah,
thing is,
he is.
I didn't really get into Marvel. I didn't get into Spider-Man until one day I went to the comic book store or went to a grocery store and I needed a comic book. They didn't have any good comic books, but Spider-Man comic books. So I bought them, and they had one. It had like it had like a kind of a, I guess it was like the Spider-Man encyclopedia or something. Basically, it was his whole life story all the way up until then when I bought it.
Mhm.
That'd be in the 90s.
Oh,
So I read it, and then I was like, okay, kind of like Spider-Man now. And I started buying more of his books. Finally started buying Spider-Man books. But up until then, never bought any Spider-Man books. The only way you get me to buy a Spider-Man book if there was a crossover with the X-Men, I got that. If he was in a crossover, I got it.
Well,
But other than
crossovers
that,
with
I wouldn't buy
Fantastic
Spider-Man.
Four, crossovers,
Yeah,
yeah, with
well, I didn't
Avengers.
read the Fantastic. I could go ahead and say that. To me, he was a Spider-Man was like Fantastic Four to me. Something I didn't want to read.
Oh.
I wasn't a big fan of Fantastic Four either.
Oh,
I mean,
really?
I
I'm
know
not.
the top of the comic book. I know the top of the comic book says the greatest comic magazine, the greatest something magazine. I'm like, yeah, that's a bunch of
No,
bull.
I'm not a. I wouldn't say
Yeah,
I'm a fan of Fantastic Four. I just know of them.
yeah, I
Like
know
their
them, and
story.
I do
Yeah.
like them story. I liked a lot of the characters coming in because I
Yeah.
used to have the things. The thing had a standalone comic.
Hmm.
I got that, but that's only because I got it part of the package and I got interested reading it.
Oh,
But other than
okay.
that,
It's kind of
Fantastic
like.
Four, I knew the characters. I liked the characters in Fantastic Four, but I didn't like the stories. And I mean, plus you only have so much money, okay?
Okay. That's
So all
one.
my allowance money was going to X-Men. That's it, and Wolverine comics.
That's a. That's one question I want to ask you, but I can't ask you because you haven't seen all the Spider-Man movies. But you've seen which one? Which Spider-Man have you seen? I don't even know that.
I've seen almost every. I've seen everything but the Garfield
The
movies.
Garfield ones. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've never seen any Garfield. But you could ask me any questions from there because
Well, I was going to
I
say
mean,
which
there's
one
no
you like the
spoilers.
best,
There's no spoilers.
but you've
Oh,
seen
all the
Garfield in No
Spider-Man
Way
movies.
Home. But that's it though. That's all.
Yeah, and I don't like Garfield. I mean, I like him in his movies, but I don't know. I will have to watch it. Maybe I'll like it. Maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe I'll go, oh yeah, I should have watched
It's
these
really
Garfield
funny. A
movies.
lot of
But
people don't like the Andrew
from the
Garfield
trailers, I
Spider-Man.
was like,
I have a feeling that you might like them because you're always like the opposite of like
watch it.
majority. Yeah, I know.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah,
majority. I
yeah.
know. That's I've
Because a
had a
lot of people
problem
like
with
the
that my
Dark
entire
Knight, and
life.
then like you don't like the Dark Knight as much.
Well,
But
it's,
it's
I like it, but it's not as good as everybody else. I'm like,
yeah,
what kind of
that's
clout
what
are
I'm
you
talking
getting
about.
on?
Yeah,
Because I'm like,
that's how I feel on the Amazing Spider-Man. Like, this is not as good as Spider-Man
yeah,
as other people like it. But let's go on.
yeah. My favorite Spider-Man is okay. Well, I thought you were asking
No,
me what
yeah,
my
go
favorite
ahead, go
Spider-Man
ahead. I was
movie
waiting
is.
for you. Yeah, Space Spider-Man. Tom Holland, golf. Did you say you?
Homecoming. Yeah,
Oh, so
Tom Holland.
Holland.
I'm a Tom Holland fan.
I think I like him
Yeah,
like because
but I do like.
that was a thing about like we didn't know how he was gonna be, right? But as soon as you saw Civil War and like, oh, this guy can play off a pretty well Peter Parker. I think we talked about that
Yeah, he
before.
played a
Yeah.
pretty good Peter Parker. The
Yeah.
only thing I do like the aspects of this movie too, though.
Okay.
If I was to say the best other Spider-Man would be this Spider-Man, but
Tobey
only because
Maguire.
this follows the comic book.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, this follows
The
the
only thing I don't
60s
like about it
comic.
is though it follows the other one is the 60s Spider-Man, but he's just not the nerd. We don't see the nerd part. We started Holland's story farther up.
Yeah,
And
we
he's a
did.
nerd for now. This
Yes.
guy's a nerd from when me and you were young.
Yes.
Yeah, no, because see, those nerds, they're playing with Legos and stuff, and all that crap's okay. But in that one, you couldn't play with Legos.
No.
You're gonna get
No,
a
you're
wedgie,
right.
dude.
Yeah.
You're gonna get beat up.
That's
I did
really
like.
good.
I
Like
mean, I like the two
relatable.
movies. I mean, I think I wish they could take. I wish they would have made it though. With this, they would have started the Spider-Man with a Gwen Stacy instead of a
Oh,
Mary
Mary
Jane.
Jane right away. Yeah, I agree too.
Yeah, they just start with Gwen Stacy and follow Gwen Stacy's story all the way out. They go, well, we don't want to follow it because everybody knows what happens. I'm like, that's what makes Spider-Man right there, in a way, because he falls in love with her and she gets killed.
Hmm.
That and it's his accident
So
that kills her though.
so I didn't think about that
It's him trying to
aspect.
save her is what killed her.
So I didn't think about that
So you can't
aspect,
kill
right?
off Mary Jane.
No.
I mean, we probably should have reviewed the last MCU Spider-Man before we did this movie.
Oh, so are you talking about No
But oh
Way
well.
Home? Oh, because we did do
Yeah,
the other two.
because see, they had to. Well, the thing is, Spider-Man has to have a really tragic death in this story. Well, he
Okay.
loses his Uncle Ben.
Uncle Ben,
That's
yeah.
the tragic one we see in this one. But the real tragic is Ben, and then he also loses Gwen Stacy. He's supposed to lose people constantly that he loves.
So it's
Which
kind
they
of
eventually do that. They can't get. He can't lose. Yeah, he can't lose Gwen in the MCU. He has to lose somebody else who's real close to him. Which, if you haven't seen that
No
movie
Way
yet,
Home.
then I'm going to ruin it for you. Yeah, if you haven't seen No Way Home, it's his Aunt May.
You know what? Let's talk about
That's
that.
how they
So
fix
out
it.
of these 6 Spider-Man's movie, you saw Maguire and Holland, right? Which is the best Spider-Man movie to you out of these 6?
I still like Homecoming the best.
Homecoming. Oh, the first one.
Yeah, the setup. I
Is it
like the
because of
setup.
the has Batman in it and he's kind of
I
creepy?
said that.
Because you told
The
me that
what?
Batman, I'm talking about Michael Keaton, he did play a very
Oh
creepy
yes. Well, I thought
vulture.
because Michael Keaton's role, yeah, Michael Keaton's Vulture carried it pretty good.
Yeah, carried it
Hey, I'd say he
great.
was one. To me, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say Vulture so far has been the best Spider-Man villain to me. Michael Keaton's Vulture has been the best,
You
and
know,
which is funny because in the comic books, the Vulture is just a crummy
oh,
character,
the vulture is super lame. I know. It's really different to
but
see
not
on this
not not
level.
in Homecoming.
Yeah, in Michael Keaton's level. And I was gonna say like, and I like how Sam Raimi was the director, right? Because the Green Goblin was kind of creepy. Like Sam
Yeah, I
Raimi brought
actually
his
don't like the
special.
Green. I don't like the Green Goblin at all.
No, I just think he was
I thought
creepy.
that, yeah, okay, yeah, he was creepy. He was creepy, and he was, but I didn't like his character that much.
I like his
I like the Goblin in a way, but they could have made it better. They should have made it better because
the
the
Jekyll
suit
and
didn't work
Hyde
for me.
thing.
It wasn't
Oh, you
creepy.
didn't like the
Yeah,
suit?
it wasn't creepy to me. Yeah, the Jekyll and Hyde, I like it because that's the comic book.
Mm-hmm.
That is part of the comic book story. And I like the character and the actor was fine. It's just the suit. Every time he turned into
The
the
Goblin.
Goblin, it was laughable to me. It's like, I'm not scared of this. Why would I be scared of somebody that looks like that? It
The
wasn't creepy enough for
the
me.
mask. So you want
My
him to wear
yeah,
that
the whole suit. It
like
just
that
didn't work. The
cheap
sled,
Halloween costume?
yeah. Well, it looked like he had a cheap Halloween costume to me. That's the problem.
Oh, like that, because that mask looked like a whatever a kid would wear, right, for Halloween. That little
Yeah, it
plastic
did. It
thing.
looked like
Yeah,
a
like
yeah. It
to
was
this
just it
day,
was
I
corny.
don't even know how he put that mask on because it's not a helmet, right? It's not a helmet
Well,
like
maybe they
elastic. Like what's
it's
going
not a
on?
helmet like I don't know. It
You
was
know what I'm
weird.
talking about? Like
But
that
that's the
mask is
thing
just
though.
one piece.
And plus, I would go ahead and say Mysterio. Mysterio would be my
Mysterio.
second favorite. Yeah, because the character was played so well, and it matched. And plus, to me, when I watched the
So what
second
you're
Spider-Man
saying
with Tom
is that
Holland,
T-shirt that I want to get made. It is because in Kevin Feige I trust.
well,
Right?
he just
It
happened to be
is.
sitting there, and he was in the right game. He was in the right deal. But we can't say that too much but it's also the whole team that made those other Spider-Man.
Oh, the whole the
You know,
production. Well, because it's Sony and Disney
yeah,
on those.
yes. Well, they but I think that's because they let Disney get back in there and put the money and put the better storytellers behind it. I
Oh,
mean,
better
I'm
than
not knocking
Sony.
this one. This, like I said,
Oh,
this
this
is one
is
of my
good.
favorites too.
Hey, you
But
know what?
after
I
this
think
one, I
I,
didn't really enjoy the second or third one all that
I
much.
want to say I think Kevin Feige was part of the production in this.
I think he was. He's been a part of
Yeah,
production on almost all the
yeah, in
Marvel
a lot
movies.
of the Marvel
Kind of been
movies
sitting in the
before he had
background
anything.
watching before he took over.
Yeah, because I think he
But
was part of X-Men, but he wasn't like a major player.
but the but on this movie, I like the only reason I really like this movie because this movie reminds you when you're young, growing up in high school. You know,
It does. I thought that would be
because
like
see,
you.
he's
I
trying to
thought
get
that
the
would be
girl.
related
Because
to
see, that's the
you.
thing that is related to me, but it's also like it's like that's me. That's the problem I probably have with it. It's like, oh, I was like that, but I didn't get bit by a spider. But he's trying to get the girl. That's the thing. The whole movie, he's trying to get the girl.
Hmm.
Basically, that's pretty much all young men's life.
Right, because that's
It's
why he
well,
was
not
trying to
all,
get
but
a
that's a lot
car.
of it. Yeah, he's the nerd. So he wants the car. He wants that money. That's why he does with the senses. That's what leads him to become Spider-Man. But see, he's that one girl is the whole reason he's Spider-Man in a way. You know,
Yeah, I
it's not
agree.
really because of Ben. I mean, Ben helped. His uncle Ben gets killed. That's when he decides he better do something better with it.
Well,
But
isn't
he
that when
becomes
he make that
Spider-Man
conflict?
because he
That's why.
wants.
But then eventually, when he does that, he give up pursuing Mary Jane, the girl. Right?
Well, he didn't ever really stop.
Didn't he
He
not?
just realized how now he realized how valuable she really was to him.
In this movie.
Yeah,
Hmm.
because first off, he just always liked her and loved her, wanted to do everything like he does, but he didn't really understand the value. He just wanted a hot girlfriend
Well, I
in a
wouldn't say
way.
hot. He just wanted a
Wait,
girlfriend.
I would.
You know.
He wanted a girlfriend. Well, he
Mary
wanted a hot
Jane is
girlfriend because
hotter
she's a
to
hot
me in a
girlfriend.
comic book
But
than Kristen Dunst ever is. Okay. All right.
well, a lot of things drawn on paper looks pretty damn good, but
Yeah, you're right
it's not
too.
going to do
Yeah.
anything. Not going to do anything for you
Yeah.
unless it's like
Road is
Jessica
pretty
Rabbit.
hot
Everybody
in
loves
the
Jessica
comic
Rabbit.
books, and then you see
It's
the actress is like, maybe she's not grown into it yet. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, for example, like my favorite drawn comic chick
Is it Jean Grey?
has always been yeah, Jean Grey. It's been my
Oh,
favorite my entire life. And they ain't gonna find no real person that's
that
gonna
looks
top
like,
that.
yeah. I thought, what's that actress? I don't know how to pronounce her name. The late.
No, she didn't.
I
The
thought she was
Jameson.
pretty.
Oh, she is. But
Yeah.
she ain't. She ain't.
So you
She
know
ain't
Jean Grey, comic book
the
Jean
o-
Grey.
the only person that
Oh.
came close to the comic book was, Psylocke.
Yes. Olivia Munn. Oh,
Yes,
that is the one that came close.
she had it down,
Yeah, that was
and
the
that
one
would have
that's
been
like, oh,
that
I
would
agree.
already been, and I would have been like Cyclops.
That X-Men
That
is
would have
not
been
very
my
good.
second. That would have been my second choice for X-Men
Oh, Cyclops was good?
girlfriend.
Like, so you like James Mason.
No, no,
What are you talking
no.
about?
In the comic book, no. In the comic book, okay, okay. I don't read the comic book. In the comic book, he marries Jean Grey. Okay, he's
Yeah,
in love with
I
Jean
know
Grey,
that.
and Jean Grey kind of in love with Wolverine. But Psylocke also kind of had a thing for no, I mean Cyclops also kind of had a thing for Cyclops, and
Wait, wait.
she had a thing for him too.
Wait. Cyclops have a thing for Psylocke. Is that what you said?
Yes,
Okay.
I know it's good. Yeah, and she had a thing for him back, but
Oh.
he couldn't think about it because he had to be careful because his girlfriend could read his mind. Matter of fact,
Oh.
both of them could read his mind. So he may not like either one of them. They're probably just manipulating. Poor Cyclops.
Yeah, poor Cyclops, man. Two hot chicks. What are you
I
gonna
know.
do? Leader of the X-Men.
I know what are you gonna do.
Team leader of
he's
the
too worried
X-Men.
about and he's too yeah, team leader of X-Men, he's too worried about Wolverine.
Yeah.
What
Oh,
a
that's
loser.
good. You know what? You're right. Like, let's compare superhero chicks. Like,
But I'm gonna go ahead
Cyclops.
since you said that. Since you said went ahead and said that, James Marsden, I thought it was a good Cyclops too.
Yeah. Yep. I
But
really
like
want to
that,
see
that's
him
the
again.
thing. I thought that's the only thing I liked about the X-Men movies was all the characters had the correct people.
Correct actors, you mean? Is that what you meant? Like correct people?
Yes, they all had the correct actors. They had the correct
So
actors picked
everybody
for their
agrees that
characters.
Patrick Stewart,
It's
Picard is
just
the
the movie was
best
like,
Professor X.
yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I want to say the guy that took his role, the younger actor that took his role,
Scott
he did a good job.
McAvoy,
I
yeah.
was happy with him too.
Did I say it right? Is
But I
that
still
Scott?
think Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
No, it's not Scott. I don't remember what his name is, but
James.
his last name is.
I keep calling him Scott.
James
James McAvoy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Scott. Yeah.
I want to say
Yeah.
Scott.
Scott Summers. Scott Summers is Cyclops.
Cyclops. Yeah. Well, I knew that.
Okay.
Yeah, James McAvoy.
It didn't sound like you did.
I guess he's all right, but I really like Patrick Stewart.
He was pretty good. Well, Patrick Stewart was the best.
Yeah. There's
But
only two.
I mean,
so
all
far
those
that I know
characters
of.
did good.
Like real life actors. I'm not
But
talking
like I
about
said,
voice actors.
but before we got off the page, like I
Yeah.
said, you ain't gonna be. If they could ever make the Jean Grey right,
Oh,
I'll be like, wow.
you said the actress came close to Psylocke, but nobody in your opinion and mine.
Yeah,
They'll
it's
come
the
close to
drawn
Jean Grey.
as the drawn characters.
Ooh,
Not that I
that's
can
hard
see.
to top, right? I mean, like, well, like
That's
you
gonna be
gotta
hard to
find an
top. How are you gonna
actress.
beat that?
Because then you've got to find
So
an
there
actress that
we
can
go.
do the job first, and like then I gotta worry about looks.
Yeah. So
You know?
there. So you're probably never gonna get a good Barry Jane either.
Oh, that's really. I mean, like I like since
Well, here's the thing though. But does it really matter? Because like
No.
Zendaya plays the new Mary Jane. What's wrong with that?
So her Mary Jane was
completely
nerdy,
different.
which is different.
Her Mary Jane was nerd. Her Mary Jane was completely different.
Yeah, Mary Jane's completely different.
But it's still the same character, so
The same characters.
she's still Mary Jane.
Okay. Okay.
So it doesn't really matter. I mean, yeah, but yeah, exactly. I mean, I know what you're talking about. I mean, I got the Marvel swimsuit edition. I would love to see the comic book version of Mary Jane too. I mean,
Yeah, I did too.
it's gonna be hard to
I
beat.
still
That's
do.
gonna be hard to.
It is gonna be hard.
But the
to
problem
beat.
is, if they ever found a woman, that's the problem because the way the comic books are drawn, if they could ever find a woman that could be Mary Jane that looks like the comic books, then she might as well go ahead and be in the X-Men movies as Jean Grey too. You know?
So it's like a same actress playing all the same roles, all different roles. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she's gonna play, and then they're like, "Well, we're gonna have to remake Iron Man now because she's gonna be Pepper Potts." Because
Oh, did you like Gwyneth Paltrow? as Pepper Potts?
I actually did.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
I did. I thought she was an
I'm
excellent
sorry, hold
Pepper
on. Did you like
Potts.
Pepper? I mean, did you like Gwyneth Paltrow before she was Pepper Potts?
I did actually like Gwyneth Paltrow before she was Pepper Potts.
Have you seen a
I
lot of
actually have
movies with
always
her
liked.
in it?
No, not really. I've seen a
No, yeah,
little,
me neither.
just, and that's probably that's the thing. I mean, what I've seen with her in it, because she made a lot of chick top movies, and then I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
But
just
what she was been,
she's
she's
very
usually always in
typecast.
the most. Well, that's the thing. Yeah, she's usually if she's in a movie, she's usually the girlfriend.
Yeah, she's very typecast. The only movie I seen
But
her
I
in
mean,
before
I
this
believe he
one
put his.
was Seven.
Yeah,
Yeah, Seven.
I seen her in something else, but Seven was the biggest thing. But we can go ahead and say we saw her in Hook, even though we didn't hear her talk.
Oh yeah, that's right. Her Hook, Wendy.
Yeah, okay. She was in another one of our movies that we did. But no, I think Iron Man improved her character for me a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, because she played that business thing and kept everything together for me. So I
Yep.
was like, huh, that's your backup. That's a good backup to have right there. While you're off being an ass, she can fix everything.
All right, let's get back to Spider Man. Did you like they trying to reference?
Yeah, that's because we've hit almost every Marvel movie
I
but
know.
Spider.
And I know we're gonna keep doing that because we're doing our Marvel thing. It feels like, even though the Sony
Well, come on,
Spider Man.
Spider Man is actually the root of the Marvel universe.
Ooh.
I'd
Ooh.
say he's the character that the Marvel universe revolves around in a way
Most
because he is their
iconic,
best selling
yeah,
character.
yeah.
Plus, if you're a kid, you're gonna get Spider Man before you get all the other characters.
I know. I think that's why Sony picked it, right? They didn't go with Iron Man. They didn't go with like Hulk. They didn't go with Captain America. They want to go with
Well,
someone
yeah,
that's more
but it's
worldwide known.
which is weird for me because if you think about it, I started with all the other comic books, and I didn't go with. But most people, when they start reading comic books, most people I think start with Spider Man because he's a kid.
Well, I
He's
don't
going
even
to high school.
remember which one.
They get superpowers. Well, a lot of people do because
You
if you
know, I
ask a
think
lot of
mine
people
was
that
Spider Man.
see
I think
mine
mine
wasn't
was
mine was
Spider
Iron
Man.
Man. Mine was Iron Man. I sat there reading Iron Man and X Men.
Yeah, I think
And I
mine
don't
was
even know how I
Spider
knew it.
Man.
Yeah, no, I started with X. Well, actually, I started with GI Joe. Then I got an Iron Man comic, and then I got a Captain America where he's fighting Crossbones, and then I got Daredevil where he's doing a murder. So yeah, I had
No,
the
yeah,
more.
mine was Spider Man. It started with.
Yeah, I didn't start with Spider Man. I started with all the other people. I had Daredevil. I remember Daredevil for a long time. They killed somebody in a washing machine. Wow, that's
Whoa.
crazy.
I didn't read
And then
that.
of course X-Men, where they're on a pirate ship cutting each other up. I was like, wow, maybe I shouldn't be reading these.
So,
And
did
in the Iron Man comics, you know, the whole thing's about his problem was alcohol, and I was like, okay, cool,
yeah.
this guy's awesome.
Oh yeah, I think I talked about that on Iron Man 3. They couldn't do the alcohol thing. They had to do the PTSD.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
that was the '80s. That was pretty much the '80s
yeah.
when I read the comic books. So
So,
but it was going on.
did you like the? I guess can I call them Easter eggs? Because they talk about Eddie. They didn't say Eddie Brock when they talk about like,
Oh
hey,
yeah,
I'm trying
they
to get a
but
picture. Eddie's been on it
Eddie,
for
but you know
weeks.
it's Eddie. It's Eddie Brock. We
Yeah.
already know Eddie Brock's is in this deal, which becomes Spawn, which he was always a photographer. So it's not really an Easter egg. He's part of the universe.
Yeah, it's not Easter, but
I
like they
don't. I wouldn't
mentioned
call
him.
it. I'm not going to call that an Easter egg since we should have assumed he already worked there. A lot of people are wondering what's going on in this universe, why he's there.
I guess that's true. And the other
Plus,
one they
while I'm
talk
watching
about
it,
was Dr. Connors was in this. Was he in
yeah,
this or
they
did they
mentioned
mention? They
he's
mentioned him by
not in
name.
it. They just mentioned him
Yeah, they
because
mentioned him.
we got to know. Because see, the thing is, this movie spans several years. It shows him in high school. He
Oh,
graduates, and it
graduate.
shows
Yes.
him. Yeah, several years pass while they're in this deal. That's what I didn't like. I wish they would have
Wait, do you
shortened
say
it.
several years? I would say maybe two. High school and then
I
like
was,
the next year
I
of
would say,
college. That's really it.
oh, I don't even think that. I think it's even farther than that. I think it was
Really?
like
I thought it
three
was like
years.
2 years. That's really
Maybe
it.
it was. I mean, we're not argue about it, but I think
Yeah.
it was 2 to 3 or 4 years because you know even in high school because they didn't show most of his life in high school, which I did like the guy that played Flash Thompson.
Oh,
I'm not going to say I like the actor. I said I like that Flash Thompson better.
what's his name? DiMaggio. I
Oh, who
can't remember.
cares? It's Flash Thompson. Let's just go with Flash Thompson, okay? Because that's what I'm getting at. I don't care about the actor. The Flash Thompson is what I'm saying because the Flash Thompson in the new one, he's not as much of a bully as this Flash Thompson.
No, I feel like it's because of the times that we're in, right? Like
But
that's what I'm thinking.
that's what Flash Thompson's supposed to be a bigger bully. It's
A
supposed to be a
bully.
pretty big bully. Yeah, really kind of a hit you type of bully.
Oh, then you
I
might
mean,
like the Andrew Garfield one too.
Yeah, because the bully, actually like the actor and I like the character of Flash Thompson in the new movies.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is,
He's just a
he's just
jerk.
annoying. He's
You know
just
what?
annoying
Flash
jerk. He's not
Thompson is
really a
different too. He's also a nerd. He's also a geek, like a smart person.
yeah.
When
He's
in
also a
the
smart
comic
person in
books,
that one.
he's a jock.
Yeah, he's a jock and he's a jerk.
So I feel like the Tom Holland one we shouldn't like as much, but I think it's because we like Tom
I
Holland
think it's
as
yeah. I think
Spider Man.
and plus it's going on. Then it's for the times, you know.
And also at the school there they at like Flash the world like the Flash Thompson you and I know would never be in that school that
No, he
Tom
couldn't
Holland
make
would
it to
be.
that
Yeah, he
school.
wouldn't
Yeah, he
be
couldn't
able
make
to be
that
in that
school
school.
because a lot of the part of the character is he's kind of mean and stuff because he's jealous of how smart
Peter is.
Peter is,
Yeah.
you know. But but I mean, there's a lot of
That's an
things that changed because, like I said, we should have had Gwen Stacy. Never did. Eventually, they do get her, but it's like in the movies I didn't watch.
Yeah.
She probably don't even get killed in that, does she?
In what? In which
Get
one?
killed in Spider Man. Just
The what?
any of them. Just Gwen Stacy ever get
Oh,
killed?
that I can't tell you anything. I
Why
cannot.
not?
Because
They're
I know you
Andrew
watched
Garfield
No Way
movies. You can
Home,
ruin
right?
it.
No. So okay. So I know you talk about no, you've seen No Way Home. There's a scene
Yes.
between Andrew Garfield Spider-Man and MJ. That it was really sad, right? But if you watch the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, you know why he was so torn up when he saved
Oh, okay, well,
Mary Jane.
let's go on then.
Oh, not Mary
I'll
Jane.
watch it.
Yeah.
We'll have to go watch it now.
Because the question you pose is really good. You ask, does Gwen Stacy die in any of them? I'm going to tell you the answer is yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah. If the answer is
wrong,
yes.
but hey, it has to happen.
But
It
you're
has
talking
to
about
happen.
the
So
Tobey
it should
Maguire
happen
one
in all
with
the
Venom, because Gwen Stacy doesn't die in that one. Actually,
Yeah, I
Gwen
know.
Stacy
And it takes a long time before she
die.
shows up.
But the Amazing Spider-Man, yeah, Gwen Stacy
Yeah.
dies. So because
No, okay.
I would say that's
So we need
two
to go see
deaths.
this now.
So with the Raimi, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, the only death is basically just Uncle Ben, and they revolve this whole trilogy around that. But the Amazing Spider-Man,
Yeah.
Obviously Uncle Ben dies, Gwen Stacy also dies, and I guess
Okay.
in the Tom Holland one, right, the two deaths that devastate Peter the most is obviously Uncle Ben, but they don't need to show that, and then Aunt May.
Well, we don't show it. It's just going to be. It's actually the death that actually does him is Iron Man.
Yes,
Tony Stark.
Iron Man. Yeah, the father figure, Iron Man,
So
and
he
then
loses.
Aunt May.
So he loses Tony. He loses Tony. Yeah, he loses Tony Stark. Like he is. Tony Stark will be his Uncle Ben.
Yeah, the
That
father
we see
figure.
on screen.
Yep.
Yeah, and then of course the mother dies.
I'm gonna tell you something, Shane.
Mother.
Because you anticipate Gwen Stacy to die, right? That's the thing with Spider-Man. You know who's gonna die because we read the comic books. But when Aunt May dies in No Way Home, I never expected that. You didn't either,
Never
right?
expected that coming. I never expected that.
No,
coming.
I would never
No, I
thought
didn't expect
Aunt
that
May
coming.
would die.
Because you know who I actually thought. You know who I thought was going to die in that?
Who?
Happy.
Oh yes, you said that
Happy.
because
I
of
thought
the
Happy
trailer.
would
Yep.
die.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought that's the end of Happy.
Because
that's
it's a
gonna
different
suck.
universe of
Ant-Man. I was like,
Spider-Man.
oh,
Yeah.
that's...
So did you like the telling of this? Like, because this
But anyways,
is
we'll
a
talk about
fairly
that because we
short
gotta get to
movie.
the.
This is a very short movie, right? Like the whole Spider-Man, like it moves scene to scene. Like,
Yeah, kind of long to me, but I did like the telling of the story.
yeah.
I liked it. I mean, the movie was good. It's great. I got gripes about it, but the gripes.
Oh, tell
they're
me the
just
gripes.
like
I love that part
aesthetic
about
gripes. You know.
No, tell me what it is.
Okay, my gripe is the web coming out of his wrist.
Oh, organic.
The web shooters are so much cooler. Him using his nerdness to build web shooters is so much better.
It's the Peter Parker way.
And then that's one of my gripes. I don't have a lot of gripes. And there's one scene I do not like. There's one scene that just doesn't work at all. Okay, remember when they're watching that parade and they're on the balcony and you got James Franco and Mary Jane on the balcony, and then the goblin comes in and shoots it.
Oh yeah, the party scene.
The building and everything looks so fake to me. I'm watching. I'm like, this scene does not work.
So you said talking about the balcony
because most of the movie you see
right?
real. Yeah, because it looks so fake. It looks so fake because it's a set, and we know it's a set. But the problem is, you shouldn't be able to tell it's a set. I should like, oh, this is really far off the side. It's the shots they use, the way the bricks look on the back of the building, and it annoys the crap out of me. Every time I see it, I'm like, It's just like it
Oh,
doesn't
I
even
see
fit in
what you
this movie
mean.
because most of it you see New York, it looks real. Because when Spider-Man's jumping off buildings, swinging for buildings, it all looks real. It looks like he's really out there when he's building webs and doing stuff. It looks real. All of a sudden, you got this balcony scene. I'm like, I guess y'all ran out of money. I don't know, but it looks horrible. It's horrible. It does not fit this whole movie.
Maybe that's not Sam
Because
Raimi's way of
it's
shooting.
like the shots. Because you know how a lot of shots, you can make. You can see the whole building scaled back, everything. This scene, you can't see a lot of stuff
It's just a
because
very
after he
close up
saves
at the
her, you see
balcony.
him swinging.
To the
Yeah, it's all
elevator,
very
yeah.
close up, and it's kind of on the edge. The shot, it's all yeah, it's all the shots. But when he swings it, when he saves her and swings off, and he lands on top of another building, puts her on top of whatever. What's that? Rockefeller Center. I think
Yeah.
it's Rockefeller Center. When he drops her off,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, all of a sudden it
30
looks
Rock.
real again, like he's really in New York. But then I'm like, what? That shot doesn't
Oh,
it
that's
does
funny.
not
That
work
shot
right.
bothers you so
And
much.
the only other thing that bothers the crap out of me is at the end when he kills when
Oh, he,
Goblin kills himself.
yeah.
I don't have a problem with that. That's cool because that's the way he dies in the comic book. That jet kills him. It's him takes the guy, and that's part of the story. It's got to be part of the story, but it still bothers me a little bit because he's like, "Hey, don't let my son see me." So he takes him and puts him in his house,
Yeah, in the house. Like,
and then of
why
course
is that, right?
James
Oh,
Franco sees him, and he's like, "Oh my god," because he's got to hate Spider-Man from then
yeah.
on. And I'm sure it's like that in the comic book, but I'm just like, okay,
Wait, so you
that's
have a
cool.
problem with
And the
Peter
only other,
bringing Harry back? Not Harry, but like Osmond. Oh, no,
yeah,
what's the Osborn
Osborn,
back at home
yeah,
because that scene didn't make
yeah.
any
I
sense
want
to
to
you.
just that scene. Well, that seems it made sense to me. It's not really a big gripe. I just thinking I would have just left him there,
Oh, you mean
so
left him
everybody
at
would have
that
known that was
house?
Scott.
You know what I
Yeah,
love
would have
about
let
that
everybody
fight
know he was
scene?
a goblin.
You know what I like about the fight scene? The way that Peter's suit got torn up. I love that because they
Oh
hardly
yeah, that
ever
was pretty
show
cool.
that in the '60s comic books. They didn't come to life until
Well,
Jim
they
Lee
always
started to
Well,
draw
they always do
Spider-Man.
that. No, they drew it. They did. They've done it before. Was where his mask gets tore up and you see part of his face. They've done that in
Oh,
old comic books too,
oh, I don't
where
think I've seen
tears
that
just
maybe to
mask.
the
Yes, yeah,
end.
they tore it where you can just see like an eye or so. They do that a lot. That seems to be the thing. Plus, remember he loses his mask though in a fight scene too, when he saves
Yes.
Mary Jane in the rainy alley and he
Oh
kisses her in
yeah,
the
yeah,
face,
yeah.
which is awesome by the way. But anyways, to me that was like Batman. It reminded me of the '80s Keaton Batman. That whole scene where he's
The
fighting
alley
them in
scene.
the alley. Yeah, the whole alley scene. Plus the music, because we got to go ahead and point out one of the best things is Danny Elfman
Deli
does the music
Elfman,
for
yeah.
this. Danny Elfman, I love Danny Elfman, and this music for this is great. But the thing is, it does because he does the Batman. So he did the Batman too.
Oh
So
yeah, he did the Batman. Yep.
some of the score remind me of Batman. So it looked with the colors and all that looked like Batman there.
Oh,
It's
the
like,
dog alley and stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
the dark alley was like Batman.
Yep.
And everything's cool. I like the whole movie. The only thing is at the very end, when Mary Jane finally confesses her love for Peter, he's like, "Oh, I can only be your friend,"
Oh, at
and then
the
he
end, right? The
leaves.
funeral thing.
Yeah, and of course she kisses him, and then she realizes, "Oh, that's Spider Man." But
Oh,
I'm like, dude,
so
you worked so hard to get a girlfriend, and then hey, you got everything you want, and you're just like, whatever.
because he figure out like there's something that's more important, right?
Yeah, but that didn't ruin the movie for me. I was just thinking, if I was you, I'd be like, all right, let's go.
I don't know. That's a hard choice at that time. You know,
I
like
would.
what do you
I
want?
would. It is. It's the choice. Come on. If you had to do
Like,
all that. I went through all
come on.
that trouble for that.
Like the tagline for this, it's got to be "Great powers comes with great responsibility." It's this is the
I
whole
know,
show.
but that's why. I will tell you right now, Lamb. With
Yeah.
that tagline, that's why I'm not a superhero because I was shirk my responsibilities.
Shit, my response. Like
That's why you are lucky I'm not Superman.
I would share my responsibilities for the girl. I'm writing that down right now.
Well,
Oh,
that's
I'm
why.
typing it down.
Who doesn't want to become a superhero? I mean, come on.
I would share my responsibilities for the girl. That's
Oh,
awesome.
so great that became a tagline for you.
That's funny. What would you do? I
That's
would
what
go with the
I would
girl.
do. I'd be like,
Because I seen the rest of the movies. He
I
should have
would at
just
the end
stuck with
of it. I'd
Mary
be like,
Jane. Hey, you know what?
well,
If there was no
come on.
Spider
He
Man,
had
there
look
probably
at all
wouldn't
he
be a
went
Doc
through.
Ock, though. There wouldn't be a Doc Ock. There wouldn't be a Venom,
No,
right?
yeah. So
If you think about it.
Spider-Man created all the villains, just like Iron Man created his own demons.
Yes, exactly. See,
Remember Iron Man 3?
they should
I
never
created my
done the
own
right
demons.
thing. Oh
See?
yeah, they would never do. Should have done the right thing.
Well, I don't
It's
know
tough.
though, because remember the time that but you got to remember, Peter Parker does the wrong thing in a way. Remember, he wants that girl, that money.
Oh yes, but that was when he
Remember, he
was
wants that
pursuing
money,
the
so he lets
girl.
that guy. Yeah, but the problem is he still let that guy get away.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, "Oh, I got even with you," but he didn't get even with you. That sucks how that happens.
So
So,
now I
so
want to
what did
bring
you
time
always tell
travel.
me? So, what do you always tell me? Go ahead, tell me your line because this is your line. Doing
What?
the right thing
Doing the
sucks.
right thing sucks, man. Doing the right
That's
thing
your line.
sucks.
I know. See there, finally, I knew. So
Doing the
that's
right thing does
why
suck.
if you do the wrong thing, your uncle, your uncle
Hey,
Ben
no,
gets
I'm just
killed.
saying leave everything alone. Leave everything alone, okay?
Is that what you're saying now? That's it.
Because doing the right thing sucks.
So
Like,
if I get bit,
that's
so what
why
you're telling me? So if I get bit, but so let's say if I get bit by a spider, so I should just not be Spider Man.
it's kind of like if I have Captain America's power, would I be like Captain America? It's just basically superhumans like a Hulk or
Would you?
whatever.
Would you?
Probably not.
Would you? Yeah, but would you?
Be Captain
Oh, you
America?
wouldn't?
No. So it's the
Oh
same
yeah,
thing.
I would.
Captain
I
America
would for
never
my
got
own.
with Peggy. It's the
I
same
would.
thing that Spider-Man dealt with, right? Like in this movie.
I know. What is up with these guys? What is up with these guys? Well, actually, we can't say that because actually he did eventually get a time machine and he went back and fixed everything.
Yeah, but doing the
He
right
was
thing
like,
sucks.
but he actually, and guess what? You know what he did? He eventually listened to Iron Man's
Advice?
advice and he was like, oh, Tony Stark would do this. I'm going to do this too.
Yeah.
See, so Tony Stark was right. So let me tell you, Lamb, if I get some powers, I am going to be picking up chicks with my powers. That's what I'm going to do.
So you picked
So
the
people are like, why
power
would
of
you
the
want
dark
a
side.
Ferrari? Because they're fast or
Because
awesome?
girls
Like,
like it.
no, because I would. Let me tell you what.
You remind me of
Let
that
me
Chris
tell you
Rock
what,
joke.
Lamb.
You remind
Me
me
and
of the Chris
Vader
Rock
aren't
joke.
me and Darth Vader aren't that.
That
Which
falls
one?
apart.
I bet you I never heard that one.
No, Chris Rock talked about like, oh shoot, is it Dave Chappelle? I can't remember. No, I think it was Chris Rock. He said like, men buy nice cars, right? Because girls like nice cars, and that's why men buy nice cars. Like he was,
Exactly.
yeah, like men buy nice houses because girls like nice houses. A guy would f any girl with a cardboard box if you let him.
Well, let me tell you what. If I could build a really nice cardboard box,
That's the whole problem, right? We need girls to like cardboard boxes. Yeah, you and Vader are not that far apart.
you know.
I like to lift people up and choke them.
Yeah. Well, let me put it this way: if I had a lightsaber, it would be orange. It wouldn't be red,
Not
but
all
it
the
most
way red.
definitely wouldn't be. It most definitely probably wouldn't be blue or green.
It's so funny when you mention like, oh, orange is good because they never talk about orange color, but like purple, like they actually talk about like the color of the lightsabers. Right? I went and researched that. So purple, that's
Yeah.
know the power of the dark side. They said that like they are fierce. They attack with a fierce motive. That's what the purple lightsaber
Yeah.
stands for. You do know the dark side, but
And then they get thrown off a balcony and
yeah,
die.
exactly. But like on mine, it would be neutral. From all the stuff that I see in Star Wars, right? I wouldn't want to be a Jedi, but I wouldn't want to be a Sith Lord. I would be neutral, kind of like Ahsoka.
Oh, so yours to be white.
It would be white.
Yeah, you have a white lightsaber.
Yep.
I'd have an orange one.
Wow, we should talk about.
I mean,
So Peter Parker, what color lightsaber?
Peter
Because
Parker's would be
in this
green,
one would be
dude.
green, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would be green.
What about Iron Man?
I think it would be green. I mean,
Iron Man would be
Iron
green.
Man, man, Iron Man may be purple.
Yeah, I was
Iron
gonna
Man
say
would
it
be
was the
purple.
purple. Yeah. The Hulk, probably red.
Well, just no, the Hulk, because the Hulk is means well. I mean,
It
the
means
Hulk,
well.
I couldn't see the Hulk wielding a lightsaber. His had to be white. I mean,
Oh,
Iron Man could be white too because he kind of be in the middle. But the problem is, Iron Man, like even in the movies, he didn't have a problem seeing the other side, but he tried to. I mean, he's naturally going to be on the good side. It's just
what he
sometimes he would
thinks is
look
right
there.
is what he thinks is right,
Now,
right?
if we're talking about Doctor Strange,
Oh,
Doctor Strange would have the same. A lot of these Marvel characters are like that though.
Yeah, Doctor
They
Strange
they
is like
almost
Iron
use
Man.
bad meth. They'd almost yeah, because they kind of court. They want to win and they want to do the try to. They always find a way to fix it, but they do look at the dark side of things
Oh, Doctor Strange looked at the dark side
sometimes.
of things. You're right.
But they stay on the right side because we can't really say that because we can't say that but we do know eventually Doctor Strange uses dark magic
Yeah.
several times to save his universe.
Yes, because that's most
Even
most
but it
important,
has a
right?
lot to do with his teacher though, because remember the great one was using
Dark magic.
or the ancient one
Yeah, the
was
ancient
using
one.
dark powers too.
That's true.
It's just the problem is some people can't handle. I mean, it's like let's say it'd be like alcohol. You can drink it, you can have a good time, but if you give into it, that's the end of that for you.
Oh, that's a good
And let's say
analogy.
that'd be like Doctor Strange. He can use it, he can wield it, but if he gives into the dark powers, you
Ooh.
know, because that'd be like Luke Skywalker.
I'm
Luke
so glad we
Skywalker
have
could
this
have a purple if he
conversation
wanted to,
because
but
I'm
he
so
stays
glad
good
you're
all the
talking
way.
about this right now because eventually, we're going to do the whole Spider Man trilogy on this, and it feels like that in the third one.
Yeah,
He gives into that power.
yeah. You can say, oh yeah, he does. Yeah, but that's the
Yeah.
thing. You can do it, but see, most people can't. It becomes an addiction, and you're already into it.
You
And
are
that's
in there, yeah.
most likely, most likely you don't get out of it.
So, Steve, like, well, of all these superheroes, right? Steve Rogers is literally the one that he can do this all day. He doesn't step into that gray area. Unless it's
Yeah,
a
he
different
don't ever go
opinion.
over. Yeah, it's everything's. Well, let's put it this way. We're gonna go ahead and say that Steve Rogers says he sees the world black and white,
Yeah, he sees the world black
and
and white.
he never goes in the black. Never the black. He won't go. He won't not even go in the black to win.
Yeah.
I mean, to him, he goes. If I have to go in the black to win, I'm losing.
Doctor
Simple.
Strange
Iron
used the
Man, all
black
those
to win,
people,
yeah.
if they have to go in the black to win, they will, and they most likely could become a bad guy
Spider-Man? Would
because we see
Spider-Man
so
go to
many
the black to
villains
win?
do that. The win.
No, it's Spider-Man.
Well, he's really young.
That is true.
I don't think he would actually.
You know what?
We see a point where he does almost do that.
Not even with Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, right? Because, we've seen Spider-Man in his 30s, like, in the later issue. We haven't really escaped out of that. Even with like all the Spider-Mans we've seen on film so far is a young Spider-Man. From teenager to graduating high school and then now in college.
Yeah.
We haven't seen
Well,
the
I
one
already
where,
tell you. We could already tell you why you don't see the older one. I already go ahead and point out why you haven't seen the older one.
Well, we've seen it. We've seen Into the Spider-Verse.
Because they've already done it in the comic books, and we've seen it in Spider-Verse, but he did grow up. He grew up, he got married, everything. It was in the comic books. That sales didn't do very good, and that was the end of it. Nobody.
Oh, that's why they keep rebooting that part.
I mean, we do.
True. Yeah, I do.
That's why they constantly reboot him back into a kid. Like I said, they've already done the older Spider-Man, and it's not because it's a bad story; it's because it's bad sales.
So people like to
sales.
So it's like addiction.
That's the thing.
We want
Tobey
to be
Maguire
in that era.
Not Tobey Maguire.
No, Tom Holland.
But see, the nice thing about the MCU superhero, Tom Holland can grow up, and we probably won't after he grows up as a Spider-Man. That'll probably be the end of his story. We'll probably get Miles Morales next.
Oh, because Miles is still in the
and it would make sense
school,
in a way.
Ooh.
Yeah, depending on how young he is, because they never really said his age. We know he's part of the MCU, but we don't know his age.
What, Miles?
So they can make him younger.
We're talking about Miles?
Yeah.
The Sony
They never
Miles?
established his age in the MCU yet.
No, he just he's 15.
No, he's in the MCU.
But Miles
No, they have not established his age in the MCU.
Not in the MCU.
Though.
Okay, I got you. Oh, yeah, because you don't know his uncle. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And remember, his uncle says his name,
Aaron,
but he only mentions his name, so he could be 5.
He could be, because we don't know how old.
So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm not talking about
Danny Glover is kind of young
into
too.
the Spider Universe. No, that's not him.
Is that his name, Danny Glover? What's that?
Yeah, he's young too.
Yeah, he's young too. Yeah, we don't
know. No, his name's not Danny
is.
Glover. That's Danny Glover as another actor.
His name is Glover though. His last name.
Danny Glover.
Yeah, I can't remember. Sorry. Yeah, Danny, because he has the same last name.
It's the childish Gambino. You
Yeah,
want to go
Charles
with that?
Gambino. There you go. He was in Community, and he's in the last. He's also Lando.
Yeah, he's also Lando. He's the Star Wars universe. Look
Yep.
at that.
Oh, everything
He don't have a
Disney.
lightsaber.
Well, not everything Disney. Not Sony. Yeah.
Yeah, we're kind of straddling the deal. Sony, Disney, whatever. Anyhow, I did want to ask this question now.
Okay.
So Iron Man, does he exist in this universe of this movie?
No.
He'd have to, right?
No. See,
Because
that's your problem.
this movie is now part.
So
He has to though.
Okay.
If it's an alternate universe, why don't he?
So I
There's gotta
like
be a
that
Hulk
you
in this
asked that.
universe.
Okay, so let's end with this discussion. I want to say no because remember when in No Way Home he said he was
Okay.
part of the Avengers, but I feel like Spider-Man is the only superhero in this universe, like in the Tobey Maguire thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna say he's not.
Because if you say yes to Iron Man being
just the
in
only
this
one.
universe, so everybody
there's
else
probably
should
not-
be in there, right? Not just
Yeah.
Iron Man. Right?
Then
Not
what
just Iron
happened?
Man.
So yeah, well, okay, but maybe he's not. But there could be like somebody else. There's got to be other heroes in this universe.
So what's really funny is that like I think we should it's mentioned is worthy to mention that Hugh Jackman wanted to play a cameo as Wolverine in this movie, but that just never got happen.
Okay.
Whatever the reason is, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
So let's just say they did do it. Does that
Well,
mean
probably
the
because Sony
X-Men?
just couldn't get together.
Yeah. So does that mean if Wolverine shows up as Wolverine, does that mean X-Men is part of this universe? If you made that cameo.
Yeah, but the thing is, if they're alternate universes, well, here's the thing though. This universe is now part of the MCU.
Yes.
It's just an alternate universe.
Yes.
It's a parallel or a parallel
The
universe.
multiverse.
Therefore, there has to be. The problem is with parallel, even all the characters got to exist. They may look different or something, but somebody's got to exist in it or been killed or something happened. Like maybe Howard Stark's got to at least exist in this universe.
That's so hard to answer.
Maybe he didn't ever have a kid named Tony.
This could be a whole other podcast just talking about the
I'm gonna say they
possibility.
do. Daredevil, because I mean, if this is Sony, then I mean, it's a possibility.
Hey, you know what? I'm just saying it's
we
not
already know
possible
that the
just
X-Men are
because
part of
the
the MCU
production.
And
Just
we know they
production.
exist.
Yeah. Hey,
But I'm
maybe
just
they'll
gonna say
do it
this.
one day.
Yeah, but the thing is, the X-Men, but the X-Men can live in this universe
They can.
because they already live in the MCU now.
So you know what? I think Deadpool and Wolverine is gonna
Because
tie
we already
this
know they
together.
live in it. Because we already saw Professor X.
I think the funniest thing is, you know, what's in Deadpool and Wolverine, right? What if they have Tobey Maguire just for a few seconds as a cameo in Deadpool and Wolverine? Because that Hugh Jackman wanted to do a cameo in this movie. Imagine them putting that together.
Okay,
That
but they
would be
could, but that
funny.
won't blow my mind. I guess
No, not
I'd
mind blowing.
be
I
like,
mean, like
whatever.
they just doing that just because, like, hey, like you said, they tying all the
Oh,
universes.
they just do it,
together,
yeah.
right?
But they could.
You know, the
It
timeline
depends.
universes.
Eventually, people are going to
so
get
I
tired
don't
of
know.
watching all these multi-universes.
It's
Yeah,
so
no,
much to
eventually people
remember.
get tired of all these hundreds of universes.
It's just so much to
Yeah.
remember. Like I
Depends on how
thought
well you
about
do
the
it.
other
Like in
day.
Luke, like if
I thought about the other day. Like I can't
Go
even
ahead.
keep up with all the universe numbers that they said out there. 616, 832. You know, they just make up a number. This is Earth, whatever. Like,
yeah,
dude, I'm not gonna. If I was younger,
yeah,
then I probably can. But like, dude, I don't have time to remember all that stuff now. I have a problem remembering which
yeah. Because if we're
universe
younger,
we are in the MCU.
that's the problem. If we're younger, well, that's because see, you got older and you got kids, you got a wife. See, if we're younger, we'd probably make a spreadsheet and keep all that on track. But there's other nerds doing that for us nowadays.
Yes. You could just go on the internet.
It's like,
and
yeah, I got a
Google that.
spreadsheet.
So
Yeah, you got a
what
spreadsheet. You
number
want to see
is
it?
Tobey Maguire's Spider Man? Like, what universe is that? Like, you know, they were signing a number.
I don't know.
Because we saw
don't
Doctor
know.
Strange and the
Don't know. Did
Multiverse
they
of
ever say?
Madness. They named some, and so that's why I know Doctor Strange is from 616. That's all I remember.
Okay.
And they got names for them too. Like, dude,
I always
can't
thought
deal with
616 was the comic book.
that. Is it really?
Oh well. I thought it was, but I could be wrong.
Okay, so that means like the one with Professor X and
One of the comic book universes.
Jim from The Office as Mr. Fantastic. I think they are 616. It's something. They mentioned 616 in that movie, and I can't remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to go back and review that one.
Yeah, it will be a while though, because this phase 4 or 5 in the MCU, I don't know, and I can't even keep
Well,
count
I
of
don't
that
know.
anymore.
Let me tell you what. In a parallel universe, me and you already reviewed it.
Yeah, it's either that or maybe we did something
But
else. I don't
in
know.
that parallel universe, yeah.
In
Well,
the
who
parallel universe,
knows? In
we're
the
actually
parallel universe,
successful
me,
doing this. That could be it too.
yeah. In the parallel universe, though,
In another time,
exactly.
in another place. Parallel universes, multiverses, multiple timelines. It's all meshing in together for me, and like,
Well,
oh, it has so much stuff to remember.
oh, okay. Sounds like you need an app now
I do need a nap. And because with that, I'm out. We'll see you
and a
guys on the next
spreadsheet.
one. Yeah, get the spreadsheet done. We'll try having it up for the next time. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you for tuning in for this episode of Tensai Reviews. If you like what you heard, give us a thumbs up. Follow us on Spotify and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll see you on the next one.